Hey everybody, Shawn Holsinger here from holsingersflyshop.com. Bringing you a cool video today. Today this is a stonefly pattern, which if you guys have been following me for a long time, you know one of my favorite things to tie is stoneflies. Well, today I want to do a little bit of a controversial fly in the fact that there's a lot of guys out there that are Lively Legs fans. I like Lively Legs. I'm going to be honest with you, I don't really fish them that much. They don't fit into my style of fishing. A lot of my videos you'll see, I tie a lot of Euro Nymph style flies. I don't like the appendages sticking out there that act as a parachute causing drag, slowing my descent of my fly down. I fish a lot of flies with no legs at all. So this doesn't really fit into my style of fishing, but a lot of guys it does. There's a lot of guys out there that love to fish Lively Legs. Well, I'm going to give you a different leg today that we sell in the shop. I've done one video before using them, but I've never really concentrated and pushed them because the Lively Legs sell so well. But these are Hemingway legs, come from overseas, and I'm actually going to use some Hemingway synthetic Peacock or tapered quills too, which are really nice and make a really nice body. So don't pass up that part of the fly either, because it's really simple fly to tie to make the abdomen that way. So anyways, I want your thoughts. I want you to leave a comment on this one, whether you like to fish Lively Legs, whether you don't like to fish Lively Legs, whether you think the Hemingways look more natural. That's the big thing for me. Like, I think these look way more natural than a Lively Legs. Lively Legs catch fish. I am not taking a single thing away from the Lively Legs. I'm just saying these look a little bit more natural. What's your thought on it? Here's a side-by-side comparison. Here's a little picture I'm going to pop up here. Side-by-side comparison of the Hemingways compared to the Lively Legs. The Hemingways don't go down as small, though. That's a big difference there. So that's one difference in it. But anyways, guys, enough talking. Let's get into the tie-in video. You're really going to like this. It's going to make a really realistic stonefly pattern that's not that hard to tie with the materials that I use. So here you go. Here's the fly-in device and the material list to tie it. Okay, here you can see the Hemingway brownstone in the vise. Really cool, really realistic looking pattern. So let's get into tying it. For a hook, I'm using a Firehole 718. This is a size 8 hook. The bead is a 3.8 millimeter metallic brown tungsten bead from Nature Spirit. And I'm going to put some 2.0 lead wire on there. You can go like a 2.0, 2.5. I'm going to put about 20 wraps on here. Going to make sure I get enough to cover the length of the legs and push some up in behind that bead there. I'm just going to wrap backwards here. Okay, got our hook ready. Now we're going to put on the thread. For thread, I'm going to use Rusty Brown 140 Denier. Going to start it on right there behind the lead, and then I'm just going to cover that lead so it stays in place. I don't have to get real particular with it, but just want to cover it to stay in place. Then I'm going to wrap back towards the bend here and just go right around the bend, just a hair. Cut my tag off, and I'm going to put my finger there and make a little ball of thread to splay my tail with. And you've seen me do this a lot on my other stoneflies. I'm going to use Biots, strip goose Biots for the tail. And that helps splay them out there. So, I'm going to put a little bit of Solarez Bone Dry on here, just to protect it, keep that from unwinding. You don't have to do this step, it's just a preventative measure. Hit that with my light, which is, got to recharge my battery. Now, next thing I'm going to do is put on the strip goose Biots. I put one on at a time, and I put them on here, and then see where I want to make sure they're the right length and on the side of the hook, and then I'll wrap it back towards that ball. Then I'm going to put the other side on. It's just a lot easier if you do one at a time. You can get your measurements right, make sure it stays on the side, doesn't roll up top. And then I'm just going to wrap back to that ball of thread. And you see there, that splays them out really nice. Okay, now I'm going to wrap back up, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to smooth out this part right here to put the next piece on. And I want it to transition right into that lead, so there's a nice smooth transition right here. Next thing I'm going to use is some tapered quills from Hemingway. This color is tan. You can use the synthetic, well, they are synthetic. You can use the transparent ones, the regular ones. You can use the metallic ones if you want a really flashy one. But I'm just going to use the regular ones, not the transparent ones. With the transparent, you can change the color of them a little bit by putting different colored thread underneath it. So I'm just going to wrap that sticky side up. You can see there's a colored side and a white side. The white side is actually a sticky tape. Once I get this on there, I'm just going to let that sit back there for a second, and I'm going to come up here and we're going to put our legs on. Okay, these legs come in a strip of 3, and we're going to cut them out. Now you can see here the first one is cut right above the leg there, so that's fine. So I'm just going to cut the other one right behind those back legs. And I don't want a lot of extra on here because it's just more you have to tie down. So there you can see I have just a little tab off the back legs to tie down to and a little tab on the front. Now the thing I like about these, especially over the lively legs, you can see that concave in the middle of it there, okay? That lays right on top and helps you a little bit by wrapping around the hook because it's already in that natural motion. And you see I started it just a little sideways, and it wraps right up to the top there and lays level on top. So I like using these a lot. They are bigger, but they are more realistic looking. So I'm just going to take and figure 8 back and forth through here, making sure I get these all wrapped down nice and good, and that they don't roll around, that it doesn't spin around the hook. And then we're going to come back and make sure I get this butt end of it here tied down nice. Alright, once I get it tied down and where I like it, like that, right on the top, you can see there it's the legs lay right around the side, both sides, they lay on the side. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start this tapered body. And I'm just going to wrap it side by side wraps, not over wrapping. And it'll give you a very nice segmented body look to it that is very easy to do, and this is very durable too, and long. So you can do a nice long stonefly. Like if you were using a natural quill, you could never get one that long to do this size 8. Then we're going to get it right up between those. I like to tie it underneath. I'll tie it in just like that underneath between the 2 legs, and then I'll come in and snip it off. Okay, now once I have that wrapped on there, I do like to take a little bit more bone dry here, and I like to seal this because it is a sticker, and by sealing this I feel it's going to protect it from the fish's mouth and glue it all in place. You could use like a Sally Hansen or something like that. But I'm going to use my Solarez Bone Dry because it dries a lot quicker. So now that we got that on there, we're going to start on the front end of their fly. For that, we're going to use some brownstone SLF pattern blends. And I'm just going to dub a nice noodle on here. Don't get real thick. The key to this thing is, and the key to nature, is nice and thin profile. So I'm going to put a thin dubbing noodle on here, and I just want this, I'm going to go back and forth, and I'm just going to take care of this back leg right now. And I'm going to zigzag back and forth above and below to make sure I get good coverage on that back leg. And you can see there how my profile didn't change that much from the abdomen to the thorax. Okay, I did get a little bit bigger, but not a lot. And that's where I want it to be. Now, behind these two legs, I'm going to put another set of goose biots. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them in my hand and I'm going to crisscross them just like this. And you can see how they have a natural curl to them. Here, right now, there we go. Right now they're curling down. I want them to curl up, so I want them upside down. And I'm going to take that V and I'm going to place it right where I want it to tie it down. I'm going to hold it with my two fingers. And I want to tie this down right behind the middle two legs. And now I'm going to come up and tie it in front of those two legs too. And there you're going to see it right on the top. So now that I have that tied down, I'm going to trim off the front ends. Careful not to trim your legs off, which I almost did. And we're going to add some more dubbing. And again, we're going to keep it thin. But this time we're going to go back and we're going to cover in between. We're going to take care of the middle leg. And I'm going to cover up those biots a little bit. I'm going to go back over behind the middle legs, get them covered, and then I'm just going to crisscross there. Now you see I'm wrapped behind those front legs. So now I'm going to set another one, because this is such a big fly and I like to use the biots as my wing cases. I'm going to do two sets. You could use like a thin skin and cut them out if you wanted to. I like to use the biots because they're quicker. And again, I'm just going to make that V, set it on top where I want to tie it down, and there it came apart. So I'm going to do it again. And this time I'm going to tie it right behind the front legs. Right in front of the front legs, sorry. And just going to tweak them, make sure they're where I want them. And we're going to trim the front end off. And there you can see from the top view the two sets of biots. There's the side view. Now we're going to come in with a little bit more dubbing and we're going to finish this fly off. Alright, again, go thin because I don't want this to get too big and bulky. And I'm just going to make one wrap, separate them legs there, and then come back up and I'm going to whip finish off right behind that bead. This is a nice brown color, it flows the whole way through it. I like these new metallic brown beads we have. They look great. So there we go, two nice little whip finishes. If you want, come in with like an orange, make a little hot spot collar, but it's not necessary. But there you go, a very realistic looking, and I like to just tug on them a little bit, they'll straighten out better for you. Very nice realistic looking stonefly pattern that you can hit the crick with. Okay guys, I hope you like that. Like I said, with a little bit of practice, this is a stellar looking pattern. It's a great imitative pattern. I love the legs are just proportionate. The legs proportion to the body is spot on with these Hemingway legs. That's why I honestly like the looks of the Hemingway a lot better. And like if I tie for myself, that's what I would be using. But hey, to each his own. Maybe you like the lively legs better and you fish. You probably just haven't tried the Hemingways. Anyway, I'm just throwing it out there for another option for you. If you're interested in it, I didn't say this in the video, but like I say it in every other video. Change the color of the fly. This one I tied in a brown stone because I've done golden stones before. And I like tying brown stones for my personal fishing. I do real well on brown stones in my area because there's a lot of browns and black stoneflies that are pretty big in my area, along with the golden stones. But, you know, they see them in my streams, so I like to fish the darker ones. And darker colors for darker waters. So, anyhow guys, hope you enjoyed this video. If you need the materials, I have a link down below, like always, to all the materials from our website at holsingersflyshop.com. And thanks for watching, guys. I enjoy bringing them to you. And please, please, if you haven't yet, take the time to subscribe. I'm almost up to 10,000 subscribers, and I'm going to be doing a giveaway when I get there. I haven't decided what I'm going to put in it yet, so we'll wait and see what we're going to do. But for sure, we're going to do a giveaway for 10,000 subscribers. And thank you guys for getting me that far. And it's been a long road and an enjoyable road. So I'm up to almost 400 videos now, which is pretty wild to think. I've been doing this a long time. I enjoy your comments. Bring them on, and I try to reply to them, try to get back to them in a couple days, if nothing else. So thanks for watching, everybody. Until next week when I bring you another video, I'm Shawn Holsinger.